Imagine you're holding a rubber band, you stretch it. It's easy at first, but as you pull harder, the rubber thins. It turns white under the tension. You feel the heat. You know with absolute certainty that it cannot hold forever. Now look around you. The chair you're sitting in, the air in your lungs, the distant stars. Physics tells us that the rubber band in this scenario isn't an object, it's space itself, and something is pulling on it. Hard. If the calculations are right, we aren't heading toward a cold, quiet end. We are heading toward a moment where the very fabric of reality reaches its breaking point and simply snaps. This is the Big Rip, and it's the most violent way the story of us could ever end.
Hey, welcome back to MindSpark, the place where curiosity comes alive. Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered what would happen if things suddenly changed instantly? Stick with me, because the answer is way more shocking than you think.
We spend our lives worrying about the end of the world. We think about climate change, asteroids, or even the sun eventually burning out. Those feel real because they happen to things, but we rarely think about the end of where those things exist. Space feels like an empty stage. We assume that even if the actors leave and the lights go out, the stage remains. The Big Rip tells us the stage is actually a living, breathing participant. Understanding this matters to your daily life because it redefines what permanent means. If the distance between 2 points can be stretched until the points themselves disappear, then nothing, not even the atoms in your DNA, is truly solid. We are living in a temporary window of cosmic stability. For billions of years, the universe has been playing a game of tug-of-war. On one side, we have gravity trying to pull everything together. On the other, we have expansion. For a long time, it looked like a stalemate. But recently, we realized that one side has started cheating, and the consequences are terrifying. In the 1920s, Edwin Hubble discovered that galaxies are moving away from us. It was a shock, but it made sense. The Big Bang gave the universe a shove, and it's been coasting ever since. Scientists assumed that, like a car running out of gas, this expansion would eventually slow down because gravity would act as the brakes. In 1998, we checked the brakes. What we found changed physics forever. The car isn't slowing down, it's accelerating. Something is pushing the universe apart. We call it dark energy. It's a mysterious force that makes up about 68% of the universe. It doesn't live in space. It seems to be a property of space. The more space there is, the more dark energy there is, and the more dark energy there is, the faster the universe expands. It's a feedback loop that has no off switch. But what happens if this push becomes so strong that it doesn't just move galaxies, but starts to attack them? There are different theories about how dark energy behaves. Some think it stays constant. This leads to a big freeze, where the universe just gets cold and lonely. But there is a more radical possibility: phantom dark energy. Imagine a wind blowing against a house. Usually the wind might howl, but the house stands. Now imagine the wind gets stronger every second. Eventually, the wind isn't just blowing around the house. It's ripping the shingles off the roof. Then it's pulling the bricks apart. Phantom dark energy is a version of dark energy that grows in strength over time. If this is the case, the expansion of the universe won't just keep galaxies away from each other. It will eventually become stronger than the fundamental forces that hold everything together. If this theory is true, we can actually calculate the doomsday clock. And the final hour is a countdown of cosmic proportions. If the Big Rip is our destiny, we have about 22 billion years left. That sounds like an eternity, but in the life of a universe, it's a heartbeat. For the first 21.9 billion years, you wouldn't notice much. The night sky would get darker as distant galaxies disappeared from view, but life on Earth, if it still existed, would feel normal. But in the final months, the rip accelerates exponentially. About 60 million years before the end, gravity loses its grip on galaxies. The Milky Way, our home, will literally fly apart. The stars that have circled our galactic center for billions of years will be flung into the void like sparks from a spinning wheel. At this point, if you were standing on a planet, you would look up and see a sky devoid of stars. You would be truly alone in the dark. But the dark is only the beginning. Next, the rip comes for our neighborhood. 3 months before the end, the solar system disintegrates. The sun's gravity, which has kept the Earth in a perfect, life-sustaining circle for eons, is no longer strong enough to hold us. The Earth will drift away into the blackness, but we won't stay a planet for long. About 30 minutes before the end, the Earth itself, the rocks, the mountains, the oceans will be torn apart. The pressure of space expanding inside the planet will overcome the chemical bonds holding the Earth together. It will vanish into a cloud of debris. It's hard to wrap our heads around this. This isn't an explosion from a core. It's every single inch of space inside the planet expanding so fast that the material simply can't stay together. You might think that being a small, solid human would protect you. You'd be wrong. This is the most haunting part of the Big Rip. It doesn't stop at planets. It reaches down into the microscopic. In the final fraction of a second, the electromagnetic forces that hold your molecules together are overpowered. Your body wouldn't just break, it would dissolve into its component atoms. Then, the rip goes deeper. It attacks the atoms themselves. The electrons are stripped away from the nucleus. Finally, the strong nuclear force, the most powerful force in nature, which holds the center of an atom together, is defeated. Protons and neutrons are shredded. At this point, matter no longer exists. There is only a sea of disconnected, lonely particles, separated by distances so vast they can never interact again. Time, for all intents and purposes, ceases to have meaning. But what if this total destruction is actually the reset button for a new world? It sounds like the ultimate game over. But some physicists, like Roger Penrose, suggest something mind-blowing. When the universe is ripped apart into nothing but pure energy and isolated particles, the conditions look remarkably similar to the moments before the Big Bang. In a state of total rip, the scale of the universe disappears. If there is nothing left to measure distance, huge and tiny become the same thing. This could trigger a new Big Bang. The Big Rip might not be a tearing of the fabric, but a way to smooth it out and start over. We might be living in the billionth iteration of a universe that rips itself apart just to be born again. If the end of the universe is just a doorway to a new one, what does that say about where we came from? The Big Rip is a reminder that we are part of something much larger, much older, and much more fragile than we can imagine. It forces us to appreciate the now, the brief moment where space is holding still just enough for us to exist. But if the Big Rip is how it ends, was the Big Bang really how it started? Or was there something before the beginning? If our universe is destined to snap, do you think our existence is a lucky accident, or a necessary part of a never-ending cycle? If you want to see the evidence for what happened before time began, watch our video on the most dangerous stars in the universe next. And if you love exploring these cosmic mysteries, hit the subscribe button to join the MindSpark community.
If this video made you think even for a second, hit the like button. It really helps the channel. Subscribe to MindSpark for more mind-blowing ideas and tell me in the comments what topic we should explore next. Until next time, keep your mind curious,